Hey guys, Jem here with another book review. Tonight, I'll be doing a book review on The Maze Runner by James Dashner. This was an amazing book. I loved it. My friends who have read it said they loved it, and I just thought I'd give it a try since we were going to read it to discuss it for book club. So I rate this a 9.5 out of 10. It was amazing. I loved it. This one friend of mine, she loved the entire series, and, she doesn't really read books that much, so hearing that from her was kind of surprising. So I thought I would just give it a try. Anyway, 9.5 out of 10. Loved it. I was really, captivated. I got really into the book really quickly, basically. Anyway, on to the synopsis. Everything is going to change. When Thomas wakes up in the lift, the only thing he can remember is his first name. He has no recollection of his parents, his home, or how he got where he is. His memory is empty. But he's not alone. When the lift's doors open, Thomas finds himself surrounded by kids who welcome him to the glade, a large expanse enclosed by stone walls. Just like Thomas, the gladers don't know why or how they got to the glade. All they know is that every morning, for as long as anyone can remember, the stone doors to the maze that surrounds them have opened. Every night, for just as long, they've closed tight. Every 30 days, a new boy is delivered in the lift, and no one wants to be stuck in the maze after dark. The gladers were expecting Thomas's arrival, but the next day a girl is sent up, the first girl to ever arrive in the glade, and more surprising yet is the message she delivers. The gladers have always been convinced that if they can solve the maze that surrounds the glade, they might find their way home, wherever that may be. But that's looking more and more as if the glade is unsolvable. And something about the girl's arrival is starting to make Thomas feel different. Something is telling him that he just might have some answers, if only he can find a way to retrieve the dark secrets locked within his own mind. Anyway, as you have just heard, Thomas, this new boy, he wakes up in a box with no memories at all. And you can hear, these, machine things, gears turning and stuff. And doors open, and he's, surrounded by guys. He can't remember anything at all, except for his name. It's whoosh, memory wipe. There in the glade, he meets Chuck, the boy that came before him. He makes very good friends with Chuck. Thomas is 16, Chuck is 12. And some strange things happen. Thomas, feels like he's been there before. Something really, strange is going on. Because usually you don't get, two people come in the same month, and one of them is a girl. So, first, Thomas comes one day, the girl comes the next day. The girl's name, her name is Teresa. Hold on, sorry. And she triggered the ending, apparently. She was the last person to ever come into the glade. So, Thomas makes friends, and, gets to know everybody and stuff, while he's there in the glade with all the gladers. They're keepers, too. They're, the leaders of each section of the glade. There are the runners, they go out into the maze to try to find a way out. They memorize stuff, they jot down notes, and when they get back to the glade, they go to their section and they drop a map of the section that they ran. There are like 8 sections surrounding the glade. It's like, think of a like tic-tac-toe board. The glade's in the middle, and then from up in the left-hand up corner goes 1, then keeps 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 sections total. And then there are like 4 doors to the glade. There are also these things called grievers. They're like monsters, sort of. Half machine, half bio thingy-mabob. I don't know. It's like half alive and half machine. It's like a cyborg thing. It's really creepy. And they only go out at night. So that's how everybody like is able to stay alive in the daytime. And the doors of the glade always shut at a certain amount of time. If you don't get there before the doors shut, you're basically out there in the maze, lost, and the grievers will come and get you and kill you, basically. Thomas, like, he changes everything when he comes. Like, he's the first boy to, like, stay a night in the maze and, well, live. And all this other stuff, too, because he came to the maze. And then the girl apparently knows him, and it triggers something. I'm not really going to go into that much detail, but anyway, that's all I'm going to say about this book right now, because, well, it's a really good book. Apparently I've known, like, only a couple of people who have read it. When I asked, like, some of my other friends if they've read it, they said, no, but I'm going to read it. So I'm, like, sort of, like, surprised, because this used to be, like, all the rage, the Maze Runner. So, I'm just going to leave you guys off with that, let you read the book, and see if you guys think if it's any good or not. Anyway, me personally, I loved it. I'm going to read The Scorch Trials, which is the sequel to it, and I guess I'll go from there. So, I guess I'll see you guys later. Again, 9.5 out of 10. Laters.